All right, so get this. We're going deep into Italy today. Like, really deep.
Deeper than a plate of spaghetti carbonara.
Haha, exactly. I feel like we've got our hands on this awesome travel newsletter, Love to Visit Italy, and we're giving you, our listeners, a sneak peek at what's hot in Italian travel. Think of it like we're flipping through it together.
Ooh, I like that. A little virtual Italian vacation right here in our deep dive. Where are we starting?
Well, we got to kick things off in Rome, right? The newsletter says the Pantheon's still the place to be. Huge crowds, even after, what, nearly 2,000 years.
You know, it's not just the age that's remarkable. Think about it. This structure was a temple for all Roman gods.
Yeah, that's right, to all of them. Shows you just how important the whole Pantheon was to them.
And then there's that dome. I mean,
Uh,
that dome was the biggest unsupported one for over 1,000 years.
Talk about Roman engineering.
And it's still a showstopper. Perfect proportions, that shaft of light streaming through the oculus at the top. People are mesmerized by it, and I get it.
I've seen pictures, and it really is something else. Okay, but listen to this. The newsletter's saying, if you're even thinking of Italy in 2024, you got to book ASAP.
Yeah, they're saying tours and all those big attractions, they'll be sold out fast.
So grab your calendars, folks. If Italy's on your bucket list even a little, now's the time to get planning.
But hey, it's not all about Rome, right? The newsletter has this whole top 10 places to visit in Italy list. And man, it's making me want to hop on a plane right now.
Right. We're talking the Amalfi Coast, Tuscany.
Oh, don't forget Venice and Florence.
It's like, how do you choose? But okay, get this. The newsletter mentions this city, haven for cheese lovers, but tourists totally skip it.
Oh, yeah. Home of Parmigiano Reggiano, one of the best cheeses out there.
But nobody goes to the actual city where they make it.
Can you imagine? Cobblestone streets, the smell of aging cheese in the air? You could visit a cheese factory, see the process.
Okay, stop. Now I'm starving.
Yeah.
But that does sound amazing, like a real foodie adventure.
Totally. And wait till you hear this. There's this little hamlet near Milan, up in the mountains, and they call it a miniature Rome.
What? A mini Rome in the mountains. Okay, spill the details. What's the newsletter say about it?
Well, they don't get too specific, but imagine this. You're driving through the Italian Alps, scenery's breathtaking, and bam! This charming village appears, like a little pocket of Rome tucked away.
Now that's what I call an off-the-beaten-path find.
Yeah.
All right, we've got ancient Rome, we've got hidden villages, we've got cheese. What else does this Love to Visit Italy have in store for us?
Okay, prepare yourself. The Vatican has an anime mascot.
Wait, what? The Vatican? And I got to hear more about this.
Her name is Luce. Blue hair, rosary beads, bright yellow raincoat.
Hold on, a yellow raincoat. What's that all about?
It's symbolic, apparently. The yellow represents the Vatican flag, and she's supposed to represent navigating life's storms.
Wow, they really thought this through.
And get this, she's become this online sensation, memes and fan art and all that.
I love it. Who knew the Vatican was so hip?
Okay, but before we get too lost in anime land, we gotta get back to something crucial. Pizza.
Oh, yeah. The newsletter had this whole section on top 5 pizza places in Rome.
I bet those descriptions are making your mouth water.
You have no idea. But hold that thought for a sec, because get this. The Trevi Fountain. It's getting a makeover.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. What's the deal? Are they still letting people toss coins in?
Well, tourists are there, but they're tossing their coins over a barrier into this makeshift pool while they work on the fountain.
I guess even iconic landmarks need a spa day now and then.
Totally. So we've got ancient wonders, hidden villages, anime mascots, and even a fountain getting spruced up.
Italy really does have it all.
It does. I'm already getting inspired. But before we plan our own Italian getaways, what's sticking out to you so far? What's got you the most intrigued from this newsletter?
Honestly, it's the sheer variety. History, food, art. Italy's got something for everyone.
Plus, you never know what kind of quirky stuff you'll stumble upon, like that Vatican mascot.
Exactly. It's all about embracing the unexpected in Italy.
So true. Okay, listeners, we're about to dive into those top attractions in Rome, the Colosseum, the Vatican City, all the big hitters. You won't want to miss this.
Let's unlock those Roman treasures.
All right, so we're stepping back in time now, getting ready to explore those big Roman landmarks. You know, the ones you see in all the history books.
Yeah.
Colosseum, the Roman Forum, Vatican City.
It's like Rome's a giant time capsule. Everywhere you look, you're tripping over history, stories of emperors and gladiators, popes and artists.
Speaking of which, the newsletter had this amazing photo. Somebody posted it on social media. It's the Castle of Holy Angel.
Oh, Castel San Angelo.
Yeah, right on the banks of the Tiber River. It's incredible.
That was built as a mausoleum for the Emperor Hadrian.
Wow, a tomb fit for an emperor.
Seriously, it's been a fortress, a papal residence, even a prison over the centuries. Imagine the stories those walls could tell.
And you can't forget that bridge, St. Angel Bridge, leading right to it, with all those angel statues, each one holding a symbol of the Passion of Christ.
It's like walking through a Renaissance painting, right?
Totally. But okay, we've got to remember, Italy's not just about Rome. Still thinking about that miniature Rome the newsletter mentioned near Milan.
Oh, yeah, up in the mountains.
Have you ever heard of anything like that?
I haven't been to that specific village, but Italy's full of these little hidden gems.
It's like a whole secret world waiting to be discovered.
Totally. And that's the best part, finding those off-the-beaten-path places.
Okay, but real talk, the newsletter did say to book stuff ASAP for 2024. Why do you think there's such a travel craze right now?
It's probably a few things. People are wanting to travel again after everything that's happened, and Italy's always been popular, but I think there's also this shift towards, more authentic travel.
People want to experience the real deal, not just tourist traps.
Exactly. They want to learn to cook in Tuscany or taste wine in Piedmont, really immerse themselves, and Italy's perfect for that.
So true. Okay, so we've got landmarks, we've got hidden villages, we've got to book stuff early. But let's be honest, you can't go to Italy and not talk about the food.
You're telling me. And in Rome, you have to try real Roman pizza.
Oh, absolutely. The newsletter even had a top 5 pizza places in Rome list.
I bet you're drooling just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Thin crust, wood-fired oven.
Okay, but here's the thing. Roman versus Neapolitan. Where do you stand on that debate?
That's the eternal question, isn't it?
Hey,
It's tough. They're both amazing. Roman pizza, it's all about that crispy, thin crust, often rectangular. Neapolitan's got the thicker, doughier crust, those puffy edges.
man, it's like choosing between Michelangelo and Da Vinci.
All right. I think the real key, no matter the style, is the ingredients. Fresh, local stuff, the dough made right, real Italian cheese.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'm going to need to do a taste test of both styles. For research, of course.
Of course. But hey, remember that Vatican mascot we talked about?
Oh, yeah. Luce, the anime girl with the blue hair.
It's kind of wild how they're embracing modern culture like
It
that.
shows they're not stuck in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to connect with younger people.
Totally. It's smart. Maybe Luce will inspire a whole new generation to get interested in the Vatican's history and art.
All right, we've covered a lot, T, in this deep dive into Italy. Iconic landmarks, hidden villages, pizza debates, even a Vatican mascot. It's been a whirlwind.
And we've barely scratched the surface. That's what's great about Italy. You can go back again and again and always discover something new.
So listeners, here's a question for you. What's calling to you the most about Italy? Is it the history of Rome, those charming little villages, the food, the art?
No matter what you're into, Italy's got something for everyone.
We'll leave you with that thought for now, but stick around, because next, we're getting practical. Travel tips for tackling Rome in 2025, coming right up.
Let's get you prepped for an unforgettable Roman adventure.
All right, so we've been dreaming about Italy, those amazing sights, the food. But let's get real for a minute. If you're actually planning a trip, you need some practical tips.
Especially for Rome in 2025, it's going to be busy.
The newsletter was really emphasizing that, yeah, crowds everywhere, especially those big attractions, Colosseum, Vatican.
Well, first tip, strategy. Think about hitting those spots early in the morning or later in the afternoon. Crowds are usually a bit thinner then.
Smart. And sometimes you can get timed entry tickets or go with a tour group. That can help skip the lines too.
Definitely. Saves you a ton of time.
Speaking of getting around, what's the best way to tackle Rome?
Public transport's pretty good. Buses, metro lines, they can get you to most of the big spots.
Metro's probably the fastest, right?
Usually, yeah. But be ready for some packed trains, especially during rush hour.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But what about just walking? Rome's got those amazing little streets, those cobblestones.
Oh, walking's the best way to really see Rome. You'll find hidden piazzas, cute little cafes.
Stumble upon some ancient ruin tucked away somewhere.
Exactly. Just make sure you've got comfy shoes. Those cobblestones can be a workout.
Good point. Okay, got to ask about the Trevi Fountain. We were talking about the maintenance work. Any updates?
Last I heard, it's still going on. You can still go see it, toss a coin in.
But it's not the same, right?
Not exactly the postcard picture. Instead of all that cascading water, there's a barrier and a temporary pool for the coins.
Well, at least it'll be gorgeous when it's all done.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes even landmarks need a little spa treatment.
So true. Okay, so we've talked crowds, transport, fountain makeovers. Anything else people should know before heading to Rome?
Oh, here's one that trips people up. The Coperto in restaurants.
The what?
Coperto. It's basically a cover charge, a couple of euros per person, goes on your bill.
Oh, okay. Not a tip then.
No, it's more for the table setting, bread service, that kind of thing.
Good to know. Wouldn't want to accidentally commit a faux pas. Any other dining etiquette I should brush up on?
Well, Italians are serious about their food, so take your time, enjoy the flavors.
Oh, and plan on it.
It's also polite to order at least 2 courses, usually pasta or soup, then meat or fish.
Sounds like my kind of meal.
And of course, gotta try the local wines.
Never going to say no to that. Thanks for all the tips. Seriously, I feel way more prepared now. Any last words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap up our Italian adventure?
Just go with an open mind. Be ready for anything. Rome is a city that rewards you for exploring, getting a little lost, embracing the unexpected.
So well said. That's what makes Italy so special. All right, folks, as we end this deep dive, here's something to think about. With all that Italy has to offer, which path will you choose? What's calling your name?
Happy travels, everyone. May your adventures be filled with amazing discoveries and unforgettable memories.
And remember, wherever your journeys take you, always keep exploring. We'll be back next week, diving into a whole new topic. Until then, arrivederci.